to discuss about who we are to start with before I open up with the business case as well as our H2O journey. So we are the largest life insurer in Australasia. We manage about $27 billion of assets within Australasia, and we are part of a larger group called Resolution Life Group, which is formed in 2003. So we operate across various continents, as you can see, and our focus is to become a number one insurer across the globe by 2024, right? So we are customer focused and a data driven organization. So we would like to place all our decisions on data, and our focus is to get a right outcome on a humanitarian grounds to our customers. So today I'm going to talk about our journey with H2O. We recently started our journey with H2O about 6 months ago, and I'm going to discuss a business case that we have implemented H2O on, and the benefits that we see today. So the business. So as an organization, as the largest insurer, since 2019, we have paid approximately $1.1 billion in claims since 2019. So the claims processing is largest among and most complex in processing, which has its own problems, right? When a claim is lodged, we would like to assess the claim at a right time and provide a customer with the right outcome. So there are quite a few problem statements in assessing a claim. All our case managers are really working hard for a right outcome for our customer. Then again, right, because of the complex nature of the claims processing, they may need to look at historical data that is well and beyond their limits to understand the claims, understand the customer claims, understand the demographic claims, 360-degree of a claim that has been submitted, and whatnot. So there are quite a few complexities that we have listed on that. So that could result in not a right outcome for our customer. So we were looking at how to solve this issue and how to reduce our capital as well, because when we spend more time on processing a claim, that means it's an expense to the organization, as well as not a right outcome for our client. We want our customer to be paid as quickly as possible and return to work for them to be successful in their life. So our journey with H2O, as I mentioned, it started 6 months ago. So before processing any of our claims, there are multiple steps before we process a claim, right? So the first step is to identify the segment of that particular claim. So that means, is it an easy claim for us to move forward? Do I really need to spend any time on it? Or is it a complex claim that, do we really need to talk to our customers to understand their situation? And whatnot. So was there a claim earlier made before? Is it an extension to that claim, and whatnot? So the segmentation of the claim makes a critical part of the claims journey. So what we have done is, using H2O, we have implemented a claims triage model. So what it does is, eventually it segments out the claim. So soon after a claim is launched, so previously when a claim was submitted, a claims manager need to assign to the claim, open up a claim, look into the claim manually, spend about a day or two or a week in some cases to identify the segment of that particular claim before we can start processing the claim. So we made a big leap from there. So by implementing driverless AI, now within the 15 seconds of the claim is actually lodged, we can segment the claim into a bucket. That means we know the outcome of that claim within the 15 seconds of the claims has been launched. and this is possible through H2O Driverless AI, right? What does it mean? It means a lot, right? It reduces the capital. As I said, that means profit to the organization and a right outcome for our customers. How we have implemented it? We use state-of-art technology at Resolution Life. We are on 100%, one organization that our entire platform is on cloud. So we don't have any on-prem systems. We are fully cloud organization, and we are running on Snowflake, on Azure, and H2O, some of the state-of-art technologies. So soon after a claim is submitted through our claims application, an API gets triggered onto our Snowflake environment, and a Mojo model is actually deployed. A Mojo H2O model is actually deployed onto our Snowflake environment, where the model is constantly running on the Snowflake environment, giving a predictive outcome within 15 seconds. So basically, the outcome is sent back across to CMS, which is our claims management solution, and also the outcome is actually stored in our container storage, like blob storage, where we can use it for our future purposes. So how do we handle the H2O? So as you guys know, H2O is heavy on development, light on productionization. So that means all the development is done outside, training the model, making sure the model is good. All that is done outside, and once the model is ready, we deploy the model across onto the Snowflake environment to utilize the compute power of Snowflake. Okay, I would like to show you this quite interesting slide. Maybe Sri will like this slide as well. So we were using this claims triage model in-house build previously before we got across onto H2O, right? We spent quite a bit of a time, and the accuracy pre-H2O was 71%, where when we moved across onto H2O, the straight accuracy was 77%. That means 77% of our claims we were able to identify, we were able to segment them correctly. So that's one of the biggest improvement. That's about 6% improvement there. And then the estimated value, these estimated values, guys, don't quote me on these values. These are just there as indicative numbers. So this number can go anywhere from, if there is 3 million there, the benefit what you see is 6 million. So it just talks about the ratio of the benefit that we are getting. So previously, all the in-house build, if it is giving us a value of 720K, soon after we've implemented H2O, it is 1.35 million. So that number is there just to show you the ratio 1:2. The most important thing, which is not in the slide, which I actually wanted to talk about, is the time taken to implement this, right? So the time taken to implement this particular model in-house versus H2O is 1:4. So 1 H2O, 4 in-house models. So we need to have our own data scientists working on it, right, where H2O is going to give us quite a few models for us to choose and predict from. So what are the benefits that as an organization we achieved by implementing such a model is that 15 seconds outcome, right utilization of our case managers, right, reducing the resources and focusing on where we actually need to focus on our business. That's the right outcome for our organization. So with this implementation, we are not going to stop here eventually, right? We are looking at quite a few implementations going forward, and that will be based on the prioritization of the organization. One of the interesting use case which could be relevant to every other organization is that call center, right? So we would like to use H2O to predict, to assess the right call reason. So we get, as of today, over 40% of our calls are through self-service, but still 60% of the calls that we get are answered by the call center people. So we manage more than 1.1 million customers. So that means quite a large volumes of calls that we manage. Due to some restrictions, right? A customer may call for various different reasons. There could be a primary reason, there could be a secondary reason, or the secondary reason could be more problematic rather than the primary reason for them. So it is because of these applications, the way that they have built, we can only capture one particular reason for the call. So we are not able to identify where the emphasis should be going forward in order to bring our customer service levels up. So what we are trying to look at is, in future, we are looking at H2O to really understand our queues, the call generation, why is a customer calling us, and what is the predominant reason for a customer to call, and based on that we can improve our business, right? The other thing which is not in this pack, which is very close to my heart, is the product library. We are at the moment looking at hydrogen torch, assessing it. So what the plan for us is to build a product library that contains the information about product. The insurance business is a complex business, as we know, right? Even a twins living in the same household may not get the same product, right? Your premium will be slightly different. So that means individual customers are having individual products. All that product is actually embedded in the product disclosure statements. So a product disclosure statement is a 30-page long statement. In order for us to really understand, so what is a product in relation to claim? What is a product in relation to finance? What does the product means for an organization? It's very difficult for us. So there is quite a hierarchy for a product. So what we are looking at going forward using H2O is to identify that product library, and using hydrogen torch, or going forward, we would like to build that capability within our organization. That's not there in this pack, but that's something that we are working on, which is forecasted to be in Q1 2023, which starts from January. The other important use cases that we are trying to look at is extending H2O over and beyond income protection claims. So we would like to extend it to the other parts of our claims business. We would also looking at extending it towards the marketing for campaigns and whatnot. In our finance space, and also for our actuarial, right? Predominantly actuarial H2O may play a key role within our actuarial analytics going forward. That's all I have, guys. Any questions? I'm happy to take questions. Thank you. Yes, sir. So segmentation is the one where we have implemented H2O on. So going forward, we will be implementing processing the claim as well. So at the moment, because we have only adopted the journey 6 months ago, right? The first step is to segment it, and after that, it's processing. The second step is processing. So yeah, we will definitely utilize H2O to process our claims as well, end to end.
I'd like to remind people, if you do have questions for Rajesh, we've got a couple of minutes, so feel free to scan the QR code up there on the top, and then we can address your questions. We'll give it a moment.
Yes.
So you mentioned that your accuracy can reach around percent, 77%, right? So what would be the, are you interested in false positive or false negative in a way? And how much will be? And then what would be your next action to address this problem?
That's a, yeah, we're definitely interested in false positive and false negative. You're talking about this slide, right? Yeah. So then again, right, when we are looking at this 77 accuracy, so we assign that once we segment into a bucket, right? At the moment, the process is someone looks into that bucket and manage it. So if there is a false a negative or a positive, right, they're going to pick it up from there. But we want to automate that going forward as well. We are only segmenting the claim as we speak, as of today, right? But our process is to take it forward and make it an end-to-end seamless journey going forward. At the moment, we are not there, but that's where we want to go.
How do you deal with the sparse data of life insurance compared to other sectors?
I will take this offline and I'll come back to you. Yeah.
Thank you for the talk. That might be a bit of a controversial question. You mentioned that you use Microsoft Azure as a platform for your ML. So why not using Azure ML versus?
We use Azure ML as well. So right use case for right business case, right tool for right use case.
Well,
we do have a data sciences practice, and
yep.
we do use multiple products within the organization. So what products work for, depending upon how it works and the best outcome that we are getting. Right. So if I'm getting a better outcome, so I presented this claims triage. We have spent quite a bit of a time in building that our own claims triage model, where we are able to get to 71% accuracy, where in less than a couple of months we were able to get 77% accuracy. So we adopted to that. There are a few models that are still built in-house, and we're still using those models.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, there is definitely a risk of, yeah, there is a saying, how do we mitigate the risk of this 23% accuracy? Yeah, obviously there is a risk of 23%, right? That also depending upon the barring that we do with Snowflake, with H2O, right? You know, how accurate you want your, your model to be. We can increase those accuracies that are there on the slide. You know, how accurate you want, what timelines, what the interpretation is, and what not. So basically, we are happy with that 76% for the time being, which we are looking for an 100% outcome going forward. But I think what we have now is what we have now. So definitely, there is a bit of a risk for those 23, where if we can't segment those, they will stay unsegmented. So that means one of our case managers will actually need to go into those 23 and look at those and segment it manually, right? But we are not going to leave them unattended. So they will be attended. So, but 76 of them are automatically segmented. Have you seen change in using the data scientists with implementing of? Yeah, there is definitely a change. In H2O, because H2O provides multiple models and you can pick and choose on the model, documenting. Actually, interpretation is a big thing, right? You know, understanding the model, understanding the lineage, explainability of a model to an audit, right? Or to a third party, or through a governance body is very important. And that's what H2O provides in this particular context. How the important factors discovered by the model, 11 things that you can change in your business and improve actual outcome going forward. Yeah, this definitely the outcome. We have improved the outcome, right? You know, if you are able to segment these 76% of our models, that means there's a lot of cost saving in there, straight cost saving. There is a capital expenditure saving, which is good for any organization. Look, if there are no more questions, thank you very much. Thanks for listening in patiently. Thank you very much.